Well, a Houston couple about to buy a new home discover their credit went from good to bad in the blink of an eye, and wait till you hear why. Fox 26 investigates. Randy Wallace is here with an Only on Fox report. Randy?
Don, paying your own electric bill is painful enough. So imagine how you would feel to discover 13 electricity accounts were opened all over Houston with your name and Social Security number.
What is that, baby?
This little guy brings the number of Moreno kids to 4.
We need more room for them. We need room to grow.
Last month, J.J. Moreno and his wife were in the process of buying their dream house.
I knew what the credit expectations would be, and I knew I should meet or exceed those standards.
But there was something Moreno didn't know. Derogatory information on his credit report placed there by TXU Energy. He owed TXU Energy almost $6,000 for 13 different accounts all over Houston. Accounts all opened by using his name and Social Security number. Moreno's first questions to TXU, how did that happen, and why didn't he know about it?
The representative from TXU advised that the information is not verified. They simply just take the information, whatever they receive over the phone, and set up the service.
Amanda Ray with TXU Energy says, like with all new customers, they ran a credit check using Moreno's name and Social Security number and found nothing to concern them. TXU gave Moreno a list of 13 different locations all over Houston, mostly apartments, that had accounts established and then shut off for non-payment between May and July of last year. Moreno says he has no connection to any of the 13 addresses and doesn't know who would open up all these accounts with his information.
They simply pulled a couple of calls and said that it was a Spanish-speaking person that was calling in with my information, and that's pretty much all the information they could give me.
It's been months since the accounts were opened and closed. Why didn't TXU contact him first before dumping the debt on his credit report? Moreno wonders.
I should have been made aware of this last year, the minute those accounts went into default.
Recently, TXU mailed all 13 default notices to Moreno, all dated February 3rd. Ray with TXU says they became suspicious of the multiple accounts in Moreno's name last June. But because the only direct phone number TXU had were connected to the 13 locations, Ray says their attempts to contact Moreno were unsuccessful. Ray says their investigation into the fraud continues. As for Moreno, she says TXU has cleared the accounts and he owes them nothing. Moreno is far from being the Lone Ranger when it comes to complaining about TXU's billing issues. According to the Public Utility Commission of Texas, between August the 2nd, 2011 and January the 1st of this year, TXU Energy had more complaints than any other energy service provider. In all, 452 consumer complaints were filed against TXU in the last 6 months. That's almost twice as many as First Choice Power, which comes in second on the state's most complaints list. 261 of TXU's complaints deal with billing issues.
What is that, Jacob?
Moreno says he spent the last several weeks trying to prove to TXU he's been living at the same address for years. Meanwhile, buying that new dream house won't happen anytime soon. TXU says it could take up to 2 months to remove the 13 outstanding accounts from Moreno's credit report.
And my concern is, who else is this happening to?
What happened to J.J. Moreno illustrates the need for all of us to periodically check our credit history for fraudulent activity. Every consumer is eligible for one free credit report annually.
It's really good advice, too. I try to do that, once a year as well. And it's amazing the little things that show up there.
That's the best way to do it, too, to make sure nothing funky's going on is by checking
and
it.
It's not always fraud. Sometimes it's just a mistaken thing, but it affects your credit.
That's right.
All right. Thanks a lot, Randy.
Sure.